TD, a tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple, like a player to score a touchdown. You have game lines, passing props, and rushing props. You can bet on the first quarter or first half if you feel like your team starts slow or charges out of the gate. I know how my team starts. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, and Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Split the defense.
Welcome to Split the Defense, Leafs post-game, presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors, serving the Kingston and surrounding area since 2004. Proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. I'm Webby with CP and producer Ted in the booth. Thumbs up this episode, subscribe to our YouTube, leave us a comment, and now more than ever, if you could download the show for us or go listen to it in podcast form, leave us 5 stars there while you're at it. We'd appreciate that. Final score tonight, Rangers 4, Leafs 1. I hope you're feeling long-winded here, CP, because I ain't got a whole lot to write home about.
I don't know.
What do you got for a first star?
Igor Shesterkin, but, I know you mean for the Leafs, so...
Nope, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
If I had to pick a Leafs player, I guess it would be Matthews or Marner, I guess, because, first line was definitely feeling it, but fuck, Igor Shesterkin just... You can see why that guy wants $12 or $13 million. He's their best player. There's no kidding. Like, Artemi Panarin was not as noticeable as Shesterkin tonight. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, yeah, tough one to swallow because I felt like the team in general looked really good and was feeling it. But, the goalie, fuck.
So if you had to pick one line as your favorite line tonight, who was your favorite line?
It'd be the first line. But the fourth line, I felt like created a lot of energy for the team. I wasn't expecting them to really put one in. Like Reeves gets the puck in the slot. It's like the last person I want to get it. But yeah, I thought the first line, like I think against any other goalie, like they probably get a couple or maybe 3 tonight. So yeah. What about you?
I still liked the Nylander line with McMahon. But I also did like the Matthews line. This really seems to be coming around. And I think that's like my point in all that is Nyes is really looking good. He went full dog mode tonight behind the net. And it was the second period there and kept the play alive and just looking like he's fitting the role. Like he's always been the other guy. There's really always just been Matthews, Marner, and the other guy. And, him going tonight, do you think that he's cementing his role as their third guy, or do you think that's kind of still up in the air and somebody else should get a chance there?
No, I think it's as solidified as it gets. I haven't felt this comfortable about their left winger since Hyman was on the team. And I'm not expecting him to be exactly what Hyman is, but he's a stronger version of Hyman. He's showing that he does have the hands to make plays. I think he's the strongest player up there. Like Bertuzzi, who I don't miss that guy whatsoever, and I feel like he's Nyes is exactly the guy you want there. I think he's a very 2024 big guy, because like there's not a ton of snarl in him. We've seen him fight once, and for the size of him, like, you know, you a little bit more of that is like the only really thing I could ask. But I mean, he gets in the dirty areas. There's no question. He just does it kind of with a smile on, and does his work. And yeah, he's exactly what they need.
Yeah, I like Nyes too. I've had my questions. Certainly have had my questions of whether or not he should stick there, because he has kind of still seemed like the outcast. But the moves tonight he had there behind the net, and he falling down and keeping the puck and holding it, and the strength and the size and the truckings that we've seen, and the skill, and it's just the dog on a bone energy of Matthew Nyes when he's just thrown over the boards. It seems like something's always going to happen as soon as that kid steps on the ice. So
Yeah.
I agree, and I would say probably Matthews and Marner was the best line tonight.
Yeah, and also like Nyes, I heard tonight he leads the team in being hit, but how many of those hits ended up worse for the other player? Like I can remember 3 immediately where someone tries to hit Matthew Nyes, but the other guy ends up on the ice. So yeah, I love everything about him. Yeah,
Absolute truck of a man.
yeah, oh
Absolutely. What did we think about Holmberg being bumped down to the fourth line tonight? You said you liked the fourth line. Now, Steven Lorentz was put up with Robertson and Tavares. How did you feel about, I more want to know about, what did you think about Lorentz playing with JT and Robertson?
I mean, I don't know if it made them much better. Like I felt like as soon as they put Lorentz up there, like he was playing a different type of game than Robertson and Tavares, and it just didn't really mesh really well. I mean, that can change, but it wasn't about Holmberg not playing amazing. Like it was that line in general. Like you could have taken Robertson off it too, and it wouldn't have bothered me. Like something's got to give there. It's by far, I think, the worst line. Like they get like the odd scoring chance, but I just feel like it's lacking a bit. So I think that's why they switched it up. And like, I mean, Lorentz, I think deserves a little bit of like praise just for the play that he's done. Like most of the fourth line work is done by him.
Yeah, I think that honestly, it's getting to a point. Like, I don't know if JT and Robertson are going to mesh together. I don't know if that's ever going to work. And where you don't really want either one of those guys on the fourth line, and you don't really want either one of those guys in your top 6 that you have built right now. So where do they go? So I think a lot of that tonight with Steven Lorentz being bumped up was more, it's so bad we need a fixer, and Steven Lorentz is kind of like, you know, there's those players that every coach loves because they just kind of, you put them on a line and they make them better. I think that's what he was hoping would happen with Steven Lorentz tonight, and it just didn't. You know, it still looked kind of so-so. They didn't all of a sudden start making an impact and winning their zone time, and it just I could see what he was trying to do, but it didn't work, and I don't know if they'll continue with it or not. The big question is like, how do you have JT and Robertson on this team and not playing in the top 6, and you can't shift them between the bottom 6? They kind of have to be third line players because, like you said, they don't play the same style game that fourth line does. The Camps, the Lorentzes of the world.
Yeah, like you are hitting on something there where I feel like I think Tavares has the ability to play multiple different ways. I'm not sure that Robertson does. And so I think like putting them together, it's like an attempt at making a scoring line, but I think you got to kind of pivot here and like give like Lorentz. I think they should have left Holmberg and put Holmberg, Lorentz, and Tavares. And maybe this is something you have to do in practice because it's a total change in mindset. But it's like you're play more like the fourth line is. Like you're going to dump and chase and grind. And when the scoring opportunities come about, you have John Tavares who can like actually make a play. So it's not Ryan Reeves coming into the slot making a shot. It's John Tavares. So I think like, yeah, there might have to just be like a total shakeup. And the thing is that kind of is disappointing is that like William Nylander and Tavares just never seems to work. And so like you don't want to just start swapping centers here and move him up because, you know, that's one, just like you shouldn't reward the guy because it doesn't necessarily deserve it. I think that
in a contract year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't count it as much of a contract year. Like the how he plays unless he's just like bottom of the barrel bad, I'm not sure the money really changes much. Like he's giving us a discount either way. But I think more of it's just like in a cup year, like a year that you're really trying to chase it. You need to find a real use for John Tavares.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Where is that use? And like, so you think John Tavares can play fourth line minutes, or you think that they're going to change the third line style? So what do you expect, like a Tavares, Kampf, Lorentz third line?
I mean, honestly, I don't hate that. Like that actually sounds pretty awesome. I mean, Tavares on the wing, like we haven't seen it a ton, and that's who I'd want on the wing on that line. Like I think, but I don't know. Like, and what's our the fourth line is like what? We're just gonna scrap it all together and start with something new.
And Robertson. And
I think Robertson now gets
left.
Scratched. If Robertson's not on the third line, he's not like I don't think he belongs on a fourth line. So I think that's where Pacioretty. It's
Pacioretty, yeah.
Pacioretty.
Oh yeah, he still plays here.
Yeah, he's on this team. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Pacioretty scratched tonight for the second game in a row. What do you make of that? Do you think there's injury problems? Do you think it's his play? Do you kind of think that, we've seen Craig Berube a couple of times now, and he likes to take things a couple of games at a time rather than flipping back and forth game after games. Which one of those would you put on your bingo card?
I mean, I don't hate he wants to look at things with games back to back. Didn't really cross my mind, but I honestly think that Berube found kind of a lineup that he liked, and we've been winning, and he wanted to stick with it. The thing is like I don't think it's injury just based on how Pacioretty is talking to the media, because he's like a little bit upset about it. Like he's not being a poor sport about it. It's just like, obviously he wants to be on the ice. There's no question. And that's like almost his exact words. It's just no one wants to be watching from the press box, regardless of who you are and how much experience you have. So yeah, I think it's weird. It seems like such a waste of a contract now if he's just going to be sitting in the press box. But I mean, maybe this is a way of limiting his games, and really you do want him more on the back half of the year, and you don't want to pay him that bonus that you would go into next year. So
that's sad, but yeah, whatever.
Hey,
it's small.
Business is business.
Whatever. Yeah.
But yeah,
business is business. Yeah, we're gonna get 34 games out of the poor fucker. Like, oh.
Hey, if we get 16 playoff games, that's cool.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, if we can do it in 4 straight wins in each series, that'd just be wonderful. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
So Stolarz tonight, another start for Stolarz. Obviously, the starting goalie at this point. He had a big shorthanded save tonight. Looking like the man. I have a couple of topics on Stolarz. The first one I want to get is, where's Woll? I thought he was supposed to come back on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not going to think about that guy for going forward. We have Stolarz and Hildeby are our goalies at this point. Let me know when Woll is ready, and then yes, he does get a spot in the tandem, but I don't know, man. That's just a weird situation. It's odd that we just haven't seen him since preseason. And Stolarz, I mean, I think the biggest thing tonight about Stolarz was he just had trouble with rebound control. The rest of his game I thought looked pretty good. And then, the first one in particular is a pretty bad rebound, if I'm remembering correctly. Ends up in front in the slot, and everybody's lost, including himself. And he ends up picking the puck up in the last second, but not in time to make a save. And I just thought there's a lot of pucks bouncing off him. And that I know you're comparing him to the guy on the other ice as the best goalie in the NHL, but no pucks bounce off that guy. Like if they bounce off them, it's like they either go to the correct position into the corner, or he's able to gather them up after. So. Yeah, I mean, I still liked his game, though. I felt still confident in Stolarz. He wasn't the reason we didn't win.
There was a couple of times tonight where the Leafs, something I hate, they circle the net instead of hanging out in front. And there was a few times where the only rebound opportunities that were given were our player was skating around the net rather than skating by.
The
yeah,
the flyby.
I fucking hate that.
I do hate the flyby too. Yeah.
So that didn't really work out in our favor. But what about the play tonight where he loses his skate blade and play continued? Should they not stop play for that, or is that like? I don't know. It's because it's my team, so it's hard to say. But like, what if it happened to the other team? Kind of seems like you're at a disadvantage. It's the goalie without a fucking skate blade. Like, it's not. He didn't do it on purpose. It's not like it's a helmet strap. You know, like he clearly was in ailment. Like, this is not on purpose. My shit's broken. Can I get some help here? You just gonna let a goalie play through that?
I mean, if my memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure this is a rule that's changed. And the first couple times this happened, they called it down. And then it was kind of like, this is just a player on the ice. Everyone else has to just hobble off. And really, they're in a better position than a player. If a player's down the corner, it sometimes takes them like 30 seconds to get to the bench, maybe more. Versus like at least a goalie can be down in the butterfly. And I don't know. It's a weird one. This is where, like, why can't a goalie just have fixed blades on their skates? Like, you can still get skates without interchangeable blades. And if it's that important for a position, just use more old-fashioned blades. Like, what? I don't get it. Do you not have skate sharpeners in the back? Like, can't you just, like, sharpen up his edge in between periods and then we don't have to worry about this again? I've even thought about this for defensemen, too, because now and again, it's a block shot and the steel goes flying. And it's like, what was wrong with the old fashioned? Like, couldn't we sharpen blades? We had to just interchange them. I don't know. Like, have an extra pair of skates if it's like that dire and you ruin your skates. But I don't know. Like, am I totally just in left field?
Well, I can totally see the on the fly pit crew style thought of it because it's much quicker, right? And the guys don't have to unlace. They can just get new skate blades. So, like, there is that side of it. But you're right, in those positions, and I think, especially goalie skates, they should be fixed. And, like, how many times a fucking game is a goalie sharpening his skates? Like, I mean, like, is he doing it in between every period? I don't know.
But even if it is just do that. Like, you can do that.
You can do that.
They pay people to do this, so...
I just think that it should be blown down. It kind of feels like a disadvantage. It's almost like chintzy. It's like I don't know. I wouldn't want to score it that way, even though like all goals count. Of course, I would score that way, but like
I'll take any goal.
Stupid.
Of course, I'll take own
like,
goals.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Still kind of dumb.
I hear you. I mean, it is kind of like I get where you're coming from. I just I don't know. I feel like the goalies can prevent this though.
Yeah. It's not good. All right, well, with that, let's take a second and hear from our sponsors over at Game Time. What time is it? Game time. Hockey is back. Whether it's crashes in the corners or stick taps on the boards, the sound of hockey gets me excited to get out to a game. And when I buy my tickets, I use Game Time. Game Time has tickets to all events, not just sports. And when searching for tickets, I look through the super deals or even the amazing deals icons, and I know I'm getting the best deals possible. Plus, check out Game Time's new feature called Game Time Picks. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Curated deals make it easier to find the best price on great seats. The best feature, though, is Seat View. I love this feature. You can get a panoramic view from your seat before you even buy. The best part? No surprise fees at checkout thanks to their all-in pricing feature. Lowest price guarantee or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. They offer event cancellation protection and even job loss protection. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create account, redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So, were they or were they not goalied tonight? That is an online debate on Twitter right now.
I don't consider it being goalied if it's the best goalie in the league. Like when it's Sam Montembeault, I feel like that's not like a term for like when it's a goalie that doesn't deserve it.
You were beat by the goalie.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like when Austin Matthews gets a hat trick, like did you get like centered? Did you get like Austin
You got
Matthews?
Matthews.
Yeah,
you did.
like okay, then I think you got Shesterkins tonight. There's no doubt about it.
You got
I just like
poppied.
the term I reserve for when it's like a goalie that I don't expect it from. That's the only thing. But sure, if it's for any goalie, then yeah, definitely. He was the best player on the ice. I think.
I mean,
who could disagree with that?
there was fairly enough opportunities tonight. Like, it's not like the team shut them down and didn't give them the puck to play with. They just couldn't put one past the goalie. I mean, they got one past the goalie, which was vintage, by the way. You don't see a whole lot of goals scored like that. You don't see a whole lot of goals scored like that, but Austin Matthews scores a whole lot of goals like that, taking it from behind the net and wrapping it around like that. It's one of the best goals.
It's the signature to him too, is to go to the far side post. Like a lot of guys just try and stuff it in the near post, but he takes it out in front and goes for the far post, which is like hard when the goalie has to come out like diagonally to the front of the net, like cover their close post. Because he's going out front, you have to like center the net more than go to your far post. So like that's why it's kind of like it's a really nice move for sure. Yeah. And on that play, like Matthew Nyes is blocking out the forward in front, or sorry, the defenseman in front, which is like half the reason Matthews gets the opportunity to make the play anyway. So yeah.
That Matthew Nye is just doing those things again. But yeah, okay, so 18 height danger chances tonight.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah,
so
10
they got
against.
their opportunities. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like, it's, what do you call it at that point? It's not like the other team gave them full opportunity to go and score goals, but it just didn't happen because of one player on the ice. I mean, not so much just one player on the ice. There was quite a few, like the New York Rangers defense. One thing that I will say about them is they're mobile. They're very mobile. I feel like they were always there. Right? There wasn't like, oh, there's not poor skaters on the back end there. So they did help get that puck out and clear that puck out. But it was Shesterkin. It was the reason. They got goalied. I won't be told otherwise.
Yeah, the Keandre Miller is one of like my favorite defensemen in the league. I like in his very first game, or maybe not his first one, but in his first few games when I first saw him, I kind of had a thought that this was going to be a really good defenseman in the league. Like very quick for his size, like still plays the body really well, plays well in front. So yeah, it's funny how like now the decor in New York is just changing because Trouba has kind of really taken a dive in his career. It seems like 2 years ago, he was one of the better shutdown defensemen, but Keandre Miller's kind of picking up the slack, and Adam Fox, very mobile, very good, and the whole ice. So
yeah, but like, is Adam Fox like? Remember when he won the Norris Trophy? Like, I don't know. He's not really pops to me. He doesn't do.
He's not Cal McCarr. There's no question, but no. He's a great offensive defenseman. Really good on the power play too. He's better than Riley. He's not like he's
closer
not
to Charlie McAvoy, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like Charlie McAvoy's way better in his own end. But yeah, he's like the same like skill level, just a different type of player. Yeah.
Yeah, and like because he's not, he doesn't. I mean, Quinn Hughes I would say is better. He looks better with the puck, more noticeable, more impactful. Cale Makari, and he won that, and he was supposed to be that tiered defenseman, and he's just kind of seems like he's a step below that.
Yeah, Quinn Hughes, like he's really like gained traction in the last couple of years. Where Adam Fox, like I think he figured it out quicker, but didn't like he hasn't gotten to the heights that Quinn Hughes. He's Quinn Hughes light for sure. Like that's a way better comparison as far as like style of play. Just not on that type of level, really. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. So, do you have anything else you want to mash about on this game?
Connor Timmins, to me, it was the first game that he was actually impactful. I felt like he made some really good plays. I didn't really notice him make any major mistakes, and and it's funny. Just like I wonder, game after being scratched for Liljegren, if he's like, oh, kind of like got to show something here. So, had a good game. I was very happy with his play. Yeah.
Well, it can only get better because it definitely helps when you actually play games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So. Now that he's playing games consistently, like I could definitely see the benefit of that and him coming back to being a more impactful player and us just not having the joke of Connor Timmins. And you know what? To get to get what we think could be the best of Connor Timmins on our third pair, that would be an absolute luxury to have.
I mean, yeah, what his potential is, it's so high, but like, we just have never seen it happen. I mean, maybe for like a game in preseason, but I still, just based on his size and the way he's able to move the puck and see play, like there's always like a chance for a guy like that, and like someone who's like that, who maybe doesn't have like the really elite offensive skills. Like it does take time to just learn how to play defense in the NHL. So yeah, like I haven't lost. He's a good guy to like have hanging around, especially if Timothy Liljegren is on his way out. Then like he's a great replacement, I think, for that 6th, 7th defenseman who can make a play here and there and make me notice him. Chris Tanev though, that guy had a tough start to the game. He made a lot of whiff passes and and then he takes the shot off the knee, which I thought that was going to be the first missed game, was going to be next one from because of the Chris Tanev experiment. He sat out
twice tonight. Went to the dressing room, came back, went to the dressing room, and didn't come back for the third. I think did he come back out at the end of the third?
Oh yeah. He didn't come back initially, and then like 5 minutes later he came back. He needed 25-minute intermission instead of 20. So yeah, he's a warrior though. Like he puts it out there. I'm not surprised he blocked a shot with his face, the way he just literally stares down the puck as it's coming to him. So yeah, that dude, he's exactly what you want in your shutdown defenseman. But yeah, I definitely thought we were losing him tonight. I actually thought we were losing Stolarz tonight too, but ended up just being like a stick that screwed up his pad. So a couple scares.
Whew, because then you're looking at a tandem of Dennis Hildeby and Matt Murray, and that's not the world I want to live in right now.
I literally saw Matt Murray's profile picture like flash into my eyes when I saw Stolarz go down. No. So I do not want to see that guy.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to see that guy. Nobody in Leafs Nation wants to see that guy. But at the end of the day, he started for the Marlies today, I believe. At the end of the day, it's nice to have a guy who's got 2 cups as your fourth goalie, rather than.
I mean, I feel like that's just
Michael
a totally
Hutchinson.
different Matt Murray, but yeah, to me, just his career is just
Same
two
guy.
separate players. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, but he's got new hips now. So
yeah,
who knows?
Maybe he is a totally new guy, because new hips can maybe do a lot. I don't know. Like, we'll see. Like, I feel like you gotta like see that his numbers are really good for the Marlies before I'm actually feeling like comfortable with him starting. So, I'd rather get
totally
Wall
agree.
back than have to start talking about Murray.
Oh, of
that's
course.
for sure. Jesus.
Of course, yeah, but I'm just saying, anytime.
Yeah.
So you got anything else on this game?
No, I think that's
next week.
it. Yeah. What do we got?
All right, so let's look forward to next week. Next week's a big week. Big week next week. Games on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And we got Lightning, Blue Jackets, Blues, and Bruins. Monday's game against the Lightning is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So that's going to be the first one of those.
Oh, I can watch that one. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
So you remember the Blue Jays games on Amazon Prime? You remember how they had no commercials? It was Apple. That's right. And they had no commercials. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
And
it was the best.
Kind of like weird. Like,
I loved it.
I thought it was kind of weird. Yeah. Do you think it'll be the same for the Leafs games?
I really hope so. Like it's kind of, it makes you feel more immersed, like you're actually a member of the crowd, because like at least when I'm at a game, that's a big part, is like whistle blows and I'm people watching. I'm seeing what the equipment staff are doing, what's the coach saying and doing, and I think that's like a really cool part of hockey that you miss when you're not actually attending games. So yeah, hopefully. But I mean, I think it was you or someone else that said that like any chance that the NHL has to make money, like,
and Amazon,
jump on it.
It's Amazon. We're talking about Jeff Bezos. Right. There's going to be ads, but also they have been doing this other Mondays as well. There was like a Pittsburgh game last Monday, I believe,
And was
and
there ads?
I wanted to check it out, and then I forgot, and all of a sudden it was past. It was too late. I was watching the Avs or listening to the Avs. Awful.
Yeah. Too bad the Avs aren't on Prime more often, eh, Ted?
Oh my God, yeah. No, I'd pay extra for that. Obviously, I want Altitude. If anyone from Altitude ever hears our show, just please send me a free stream link somehow. Just get me a sub. Give me your subby. Give me your password, please.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back after Monday's game against the Lightning on Amazon Prime, which will be interesting. Hopefully everybody can catch that one. We probably will. You got Prime, right, CP?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I had
we're
to
all in on
scramble
that.
for the Apple one for the Blue Jays. I had to scramble for a free 2-month subscription and used it at the precise time so that I could get as many games as possible. But yeah, no, I have Prime. I use Prime too much, so yep, I'll be good.
All right. Well, good. We'll be back then. Let's wrap this up one for now. Thanks for joining us on Split the Defense Leafs post game presented by LaForest Electrical Contractors, serving the Kingston and surrounding areas since 2004. Proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. We appreciate your comments. Hit that like button, subscribe on YouTube, and tell your friends. Download the podcast. Rate it 5 stars. Peace.
Peace.
Follow the boys on Twitter at STDPWebby, at Craig D. Pearce, and at Ted_is_show.